You have 1 minute left.
It's your boy Frank Nino.
Yeah. In 1 minute, the judge told me
You
I'm
have 1
finished,
minute left.
but I ain't tripping. I'm still riffing in prison. I'm in the visit, trying not to fidget. Told her dig it out of bridges. They call it counting
You
the
have 1
minutes.
minute
Seen
left.
grown men turn bitch, and I ain't talking tranny. For nose candy, she discarded the panties. In less than 60 seconds, I gapped him out his necklace. Uno momento, that's all it takes to empty
have 1 minute
heckless.
left.
No switch needed, I'm crossbreeded like a bear wolf. 1 minute left, I take a breath and let that flare cook. Hop a finish like Irvin, my shot clock disturbing. I'm looped in, connecting me like cursive. On borrowed time, so I'm cherishing every minute. Digging ditches, my therapy, building bonds with spirits. In 60 seconds, you niggas will need a reference. Rule 30, bill sturdy, capacity in the weapon.
1 minute they your friend, then they tarnishing your name. Next minute they get my pussy like a fucking Uber ring. Watching my every move like a rain cam. Sitting in the circles talking about me, you the rain man. Me, I hold my breath so long that it's probably getting mold. How you never got no money, but your pussy getting sold. 1 minute, he your dog, next minute you say he told. 1 minute, he push your work, next minute it up his nose. They be pussy, they be rats, they be lame, they be cap. They be bitches built funny with their ass still flat. They be frontin' for the gram. Can't take 1 minute offline to send money to they bros doing time. I'm attached to the money like Velcro. She bragging about that wop, but that pussy never sell though. They be in the streets then left red like Elmo. Me, I drop these niggas like a beat acapella.
You have 1 minute left.
Ain't got a moment. When they see you down, there's no they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I am your host, B. Luke. I got a very special guest with me today. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell the people your name, where you're from, and why you wanted to come up here today.
Hey, my name is Shiaka, Miss Chic. Most of you guys may know me by Miss Chic. I wanted to come up here because I love what you're doing, and myself, I feel like I bounced back. I might not have been in prison, but I bounced back from a lot of things in life, from gun violence, losing my child's father, to taking L's, in business and bouncing back, a lot of things, losing a lot of friends to the streets, overdoses and what so have you. So, but I'm still here. I bounced back.
So talk about the two programs that, we talking about today.
So also, we're talking about how I work with a lot of incarcerated guys who they also create music from behind the wall. I help executive produce their music. I get it to my guy Hollywood. Shout out to him. He reconstructs beats around their vocals. And I'm putting together an entire compilation with these guys. They'll rap for me over the phone. We level out the vocals to where it sound as clear as possible. I work on getting them features with celebrities or people who are not celebrities or local whoever wants to, be a part of this movement with me. Tap in, please. We're looking for all the features, all the producers who would like to take on this challenge. And what else?
So tell the people where they can find you at on Instagram and everything too.
Well, I'm always behind the Kaiser page, so you could just hit up Miss Chic, Global Girl Media, or you can hit up the Kaiser page. Also, I actually helped them. Well, originally I was the planner I just came in as a planner to assist with like decorations or helping to put an event together with We Are Joint Venture.
Yep.
So I knew nothing about legislators and all that stuff. I didn't know nothing about any of that. My girl Vanessa is the main one that was curating everything, putting everything together. She's not here, but she's the brains as far as like putting the flyers together, things like that. So one day we had to go up to the state house for the legislation or to talk with the legislators or whatever. And
some people weren't there, and I was like the last person there. So I'm like, yo, this is embarrassing. I hope I don't sound crazy. So that was the start of everything. But I'm like, someone has to be there for you guys for joint venture. Vanessa had to work. Like, we also work. We do so much as women, so we can't just like do everything, but we do everything still. I don't know how we do it, but we do it. So I went, and then like, it just felt refreshing to like be at a state house, and these guys from behind the wall put this bill together. They put all this together. They're the reason I was ever at the state house in the first place. So I'm just like, if you guys can do this from behind the wall, I always say that. Yeah. Imagine what y'all could have done if all of y'all would have came together out here. Exactly. And that's what the government and everyone else is scared of. A bunch of powerful black men coming together as one, with unifying as one, and then making things happen, changing laws, becoming more state reps, becoming more city officials. That's what they were scared of, but even behind there, they're changing so much. Yeah. So
what's your why? Why did you get involved with all this?
That is a good question, and it's really tough. My nephew, Javon Harris, when his mom called me and was like, Javon's locked up, I'm like, what? Like, I just know this child. Like, this is a child that was at my house with my son, or my son was at their house. Like, this is just what? And then when I heard, he was with 3 white children and then 1 Spanish child, and then people pointed out who the killer was. There was witnesses and all this stuff. They know Javon didn't do it. I'm like, oh, then what's the issue? The issue is they're trying to tie him in with joint venture. What they tried to say was someone heard Javon yell, shoot, to somebody. So he's in there because allegedly he yelled, shoot. So right now, baby boy is...
Where they got him at?
He's not charged right now. He's in
the Bay, Nash.
No, I think Dedham.
Dedham.
Right
okay.
now, he's still awaiting
trial.
Or whatever the case may be. But he called his mother and was like when he first got arrested, and was like, "Hey, mom, so do I get my laptop for my homework?" Like, very not from the streets. You get what I'm saying? But they're holding him, and just hearing about him getting into a first fight in there, he's not that type of kid. Yeah. He's handling it better than we thought he would. He definitely, a little buff now. He's, but he had to be forced to grow up for something that he didn't even do. That's wild. So, that's what really got me into the joint venture thing. I said, Taylor, whatever you need me to do to help, call me, whatever. And then she invited me to the joint venture thing. And then Ye was a part of the joint venture thing, which I was already creating music videos, because people don't know. I'm just like weird. So everyone knows me for rapping, but like I'll whip something together real fast to set up a stage, because I do parties. So I'm like a creator. So they wanted videos done, and so I ended up getting video shoots done for them, or whatever the case may be. And then he was like, yeah, something about joint venture. I'm like, my nephew's a part, they're doing joint venture because of my nephew. And then we got on the phone, and that's how that happened. And it was just like, okay. And I think that's one of the guys from behind the wall again.
Special guest with me today, calling in. Why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, where they got you at right now, and a little bit about yourself. The floor is yours.
Peace, listeners. How's the bounce back family doing? I'm showing all the love that I can. Hopefully somebody get touched, somebody get blessed. All in all, showing all love. All right. So right now, I'm incarcerated in MCI Norfolk. My name's Amos Don. And obviously where we at, just like the podcast stated, is a place of bouncing back. So a lot of people fall victim to whatever circumstance life produced for us to fall victim in. But all in all, what is true is bouncing back. So that's why today it feels like an honor to be actually on a podcast that's called Bounce Back.
because there's not enough stories being told about how bouncing back from an 8x11 cell looks like.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate you calling in today. So just for some clarification, man, how long you been down and what's your sentence?
Right now, I've been incarcerated for going on 15 years, the end of this year, and right now I'm currently serving a natural life sentence for a wrongful conviction.
So you've been in for 15 years on a natural life sentence. What have you been doing with your time in these 15 years? I'm sure it's been a long journey.
Definitely been a long journey. First and foremost, how do we sum up 15 years, right? Well, I would ask you the question first, listeners. Like, how would you sum up 15 years that just passed? Like, what is the first thought that comes to your head? And it's right there in that silence moment that I automatically know mine. 15 years I've been trying to free myself. Freedom has not escaped my mind since I've been incarcerated. There's nothing else that's been on my mind other than freedom. And when I say freedom, that's why today you have, where I'm sitting on my bunk, there's 3 published books beside me. That's what freedom thinking looks like.
Talk a little bit about the books.
Well, the first book, My Blue Days Sound Like Blue Jays, definitely touches on the aspect of being silenced. So an important part of this book that I want to explain is when I was sentenced, the victim's family were able to make it in the courtroom, and I didn't have my family come in because I didn't have that privilege. For whatever reason that was. Mm-hmm. And now, when my family wasn't there and I got found guilty, I remember the screaming and the yelling of the victim's family, which is rightfully so, because, they looking for justice. So compassion goes out to them, always and always. But what really affected me was journalists. When the next day I come in, he stated that I appeared smiling and upbeat. And at that moment, I don't understand what that meant. They're smiling and upbeat. And as I'm looking at this newspaper article stating this, it was at that moment, I noticed that didn't feel good. And that right there is what I've been focused on and chasing, was that that constitutional violation right there. For this individual to state that I was smiling and waving and didn't finish the reason why, because all my family had appeared because they felt hurt and slighted that they wasn't able to come in, that all of them organized and were able to come in and as a unity to come and show that I wasn't a worthless nobody, because they believed that I was wrongfully convicted and they was trying to stand by me, and they came on the sentencing day and they pretty much left my family out the picture.
Wow.
And it turned me into a monster. It turned me into a monster, saying that I waved and smiled and left it at that, as if I was taunting the family, which is not a part of my character or value of how I was raised, where I would never disrespect not even the judge, let alone a victim that's mourning, because of the culture of believing in ancestry and family. I would have never done that. And then they stated I did that. And that's when I knew that the power of journalists was strong. And then I've been chasing that thought of why would this person do that? And that's how My Blue Days Sound Like Blue Jays came about.
Wow.
Just like that, you know what I'm saying? Worried about that and complaining about that. And then, my cellie was a Muslim in North Carolina in the federal prison when I was in the penitentiary. And then he just wrote it down, everything that I complained about. And then when I woke up, this man definitely showed what he wrote, and then I saw it and I couldn't believe.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that he wrote my emotions down. And then from that day on, I just never let go of the pen since then.
There's so much power in, I feel like,
Exactly.
in writing things down and getting it out of our heads and our hearts, whatever it may be, pain or even just information, you know what I mean? That's how knowledge gets passed on
Absolutely.
from generation to generation. So one more time, so
Absolutely.
that first book, just one more time, the name of it, one more time.
The name of that book is called My Blue Days Sound Like Blue Jays.
And now you said you have 3 books. What's the story on the second one?
Correct. Exactly. So the next year, definitely came with Trumpet Beat. So Trumpet Beat is definitely a book that is very, very dear to me. That book came because of my being and I was in a dark place. And in that dark place, the only person that I really had comfort with was my values. So my values, I was able to conjure them up, and I began thinking about like how I used to have these hymns sing to me while we was in church. These hymns that always used to play in the house, and it was as if between being in this hole, in this dark place in the hole, and I'm seeing this hole, segregation, and then it was at that moment I understood all our ancestors' plight. Despite that, being locked up, it already feel like that, and we say it. But it would have to take places like isolation to be segregated to understand segregation. Like to feel it, other than what people, tend to say when they connect it. But you have to be in a place that still continues to go by slave laws under the 13th Amendment, and to be able to feel that type of pain. And then I started just writing and singing to the Holy Spirit. I started listening to the Holy Spirit, and then and I just continued writing, trying to find strength. And as I just kept, writing everything that I was discovering new to me, all of a sudden in the Bible, the things that I read this Bible that I was never seen before, and then I'm shocked at this too as I'm writing all of this, and it's blowing my mind because I'm like, I've read this Bible so many times, and I continue to read this Bible, and I just never saw, these new things that I was seeing. I just continued writing and found strength in writing to God, rather than talking to God. It was a moment where I started just writing all my emotions on the paper, to God, like how I felt.
Yeah.
And then that's how Trumpet Beat ended up, giving me a voice like in the hole. When I was in the hole, isolated.
And how much time were you in the hole for?
I did, and that period right there, I did 8 months.
How do you feel about that whole situation? I mean, that's pretty inhumane.
Yeah, correct. It's definitely a long time. It's definitely inhumane. I guess it's a moment of, when you're already being dehumanized, and then you didn't know that dehumanization can get even lower.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's how that felt. So.
Okay, and are these books that are your books published? Are they available, or right now are you in the process of going through that?
Yes, correct. They actually published all 3 of them.
Okay.
And there are definitely more coming out too. But right now, the third one, Rainbow Terrors is a children's book that is definitely connected to Party from Above. So shout out to my sister, who also hold me down, and also first and foremost, my wife, who's my queen. So I always gotta shout her out too. So even if I'm synchronizing everybody knows the orders in their heart. So so don't mind how things come out, what time it comes out. Just know that love is love, and then it should speak, universally to everybody who's listening too. So now Rainbow Terrors is also a book that is connected to Party from Above, and that is also its own individual movement that's called Dawn of Creation Incorporated, which is also a nonprofit that aligns itself with Party from Above. So for every children book, from every children from Party from Above that is 6 to 10 years old. We share these books with them for free, and then with whatever money we can raise, we also do that. And for everybody that knows too, Trumpet Deep also is, I don't receive a penny for that book. That book goes out to the migrants, to feed them, and immigrants universally. Trumpet Beat. And because I wrote it for God, I wanted God to do whatever He can with that book to just help one child out there that is hungry on a migrant level and or immigrant level, and all across the board in the U.S. that we're going through, the issues that we're going through. So I do want to make sure I note that. So
Absolutely.
So now in the whole, the things that I say that was a new discovery to me was the actual rainbow. The rainbow in the air that we see in Genesis, they speak about a bow covenant, and that bow covenant was where they stated that to create the Ark of Noah, and when they created the Ark of Noah, the rains came down because men was just going crazy, and then the world ended. But then now, at that moment, God said He would never end the world again with water, and then He said He would put a bow to remind Him on top of the clouds. And it was at that moment, while I was in the hole writing Trumpet Beak and then reading these things that I never saw before, was the first imagery that I looked at and said, "Oh my goodness!" So man was able to put rain in front of that bow, because it was only called a bow in the Bible, but man knew what it was and said rainbow, and tend to make us not give the bow the credit when the rain starts raining on us. So it's like one of those blessings and the curses. We need the rain to cultivate the earth, but also we know for a fact that the rain will never come down and flood on us, as long as that, we're living. That we know that's a fact spiritually. And at that moment, that's a new light that opened while I was in the hole, and that's when I started writing children's books and wanted to allow children to know the power of seeing a rainbow.
Right. And why do you think it was important to, reach out to the children and relate to them and put it out there spiritually and everything combined?
First, because it was something that guided me, and I noticed it kept me balanced to even today, when I can make a choice. I'm looking at it as, okay, the right choice that I know now, with my mind renewed, is actually the values that I was learning, the good values that I was learning. So in life, everybody cultivate children with good things. And so my thing was, I want children that's growing up to know that there's more good things in the world than bad. So like that, when they grow up to make a choice, the balance of making a choice would be more leaning to doing good, and then the something bad would just only be a mistake and not a failure.
You have 1 minute left.
You got 1 minute left. All right. Is there any closing word? Did you want to call back, or is there any last closing words before that? They cut you off, man.
No, we're kicking it if you want to kick it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What time is? You think? So I don't know how you want to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. We could just have you call immediately back. That way we could get get some more time in for you. You got 3 books, man. You should be proud of yourself. Definitely for that. Like, what's the process of getting those books published, seeing that you've been incarcerated and everything? Say, someone like you, maybe they sit in their cell, they got enough for 3 books or whatever, they just don't know the how do they get published. So I don't know if you want to just expound upon your experience with getting published and how that works.
Absolutely. That is definitely the number one thing that I would love to share. Good thing with individuals. It's not a secret, guys. There is really nothing out there that is a secret. It's just simple math. You know what I'm saying? is a person either lazy or not. So that's just really what it is. So you can actually log in on Amazon and find this PDF and this app, and you can just self-publish yourself. And because I have a wife who's just so strong, and also keeping herself, healthy through, her nano fit movement also, which is something that has me shaking my tail in here, to keep up with her, is definitely an important factor of being healthy, not being lazy, logging in on PDF, checking an application app, and putting these books in, and doing labor, social labor too, because this is all currency from social labor, and use that aspect that he's offering for free to just tell our story. So it's like, here this billionaire, created a social aspect for an individual to use. Almost like an underground railroad, and on top of where everybody's focusing on his money. It's like, to me, God made me narrow down and see, oh damn, that's a way Harriet Tubman would have took. So that's all it takes. Just those two aspects, and then it's easy for a person to publish. So this is no trick, no secret. Yeah.
Right, we're not gatekeepers, man. I'm trying to show people the strategies and tricks and trade. I want to see everybody successful. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem sometimes, is we know what we want to do. It's just like the how do we do it? And a lot of times we learn from mistakes, but we got to learn from other people. Otherwise we'd be here trying to reinvent the wheel every few years. Like, we got to learn from the previous generation, and we got to pass it on to the next one, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm a big believer on that. We're actually in process of doing that right now with one individual that we're actually preparing to show him how to do that, because he's the first person to actually show a real interest. As far as the question you asked me, and then to me, I felt like that was that was really, really good. This individual coming in, reading poems to me regularly, and then he just read something that hit me so hard.
Yeah.
And then it was at that moment my head went up, and then I was like, yo, man, you should definitely allow me to do this for you and show you this, and then your family will be able to continue doing this on your own. It's really not easy. You wouldn't have to sit here and keep reading your poems to people incarcerated. You would at least be able to share that with the world too. Just like that, like God, just snapped and then allowed me, to just offer him that and see that, because his dedication and his belief of just keep coming in the cell, and knowing that he gave me fruit to make me believe in that. It's not him coming to show off his poem. It's because he thinks highly of what I think about the poem, and it's him making me realize that at that moment. I was like, oh man, it was as if he gave me flowers without even seeing me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my goodness.
He values your opinion,
so
and
that right
that's big.
There you go. There you go.
So talk a little bit about Kaiser. Were you
Kaiser?
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, Kaiser is definitely a movement that in behind these walls too. They're definitely hitting the cultural aspect of hip hop, and they're definitely a strong movement of different diverse individuals. So big up to them on that. For at least using equality.
Absolutely.
So they have an artist. They have an artist who's a Jamaican artist who actually lays down these tracks that when I say this poetry about Bookman, he knew exactly what I was talking about on the indigenous level.
Wow.
Like, so I'm like, big up to Kaiser for being able to spark talent out like that. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, these already,
Awesome.
a cultural, diverse, movement in Boston right now. I've seen it in a long time.
Absolutely. I think it's
And mind you, I'm listening to you. Sorry.
Okay, no, I was gonna say I just think it's super important to have some sort of outlet, especially artistically, you know, in there, man. And
Correct.
I think that's a great program, and I
Correct.
think they, you know, you need more programs like that.
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
do you think there should be more programs in there, and why?
Well, programs are always good. Programs are always good, and the programs that are in here are definitely useful because you know you learn from anything. You know, so if we're learning from magazines, you know, my thing is I would never say anything that no program don't have anything to offer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so my thing is it's important for us to have programs because it's educational.
Yeah.
And then if we don't have programs, it's almost a second colonization that would take effect. That means we would be shut out from our culture and we would be create a culture side movement and these programs if we didn't run them and have certain we would be told we would forget like certain things that was taught to us culturally like values. Like we would be programmed totally different. So to have programs and then we're in these programs is a blessing. It's a powerful thing and powerful movement that you know creates diversity and equality. You know, so equality is always what we aim for. Everybody, no matter what circumstance we're in, everybody's looking for a fair justice. You know, so once we got incarcerated and life was hit on us, and then they said this is where we gotta live. I mean, that meant that we had a new life in prison that they still have to treat us with equality. So that's the part where they like kind of like keep forgetting. So without these cultural groups, we wouldn't know. Like we would have get lost without them. So that's where that blessing comes from.
What programs are available in Norfolk right now that people could take opportunity? Do you guys got the barber class over there? Can people still get the a state license?
Yeah, they still got that. That's terrible. Matter of fact, you know, the COVID, I lost, you know, my chance to become a barber, like a registered one, because I had $1,000. I was supposed to, you know, take the class here, and the COVID hit, and it stopped me. So they still have that program. Okay. That program is still here and it exists. They you know, so that. You know, shout out to anything, a brother who runs that also. So good to see you thing like a brother in here showing brothers how to cut hair. So that's you know, a big up to that situation. So now they also have you know African AACC African American Coalition Committee. They also have first and foremost you think EPI. You know, because I gotta give it up to EPI because you know saying right now that's touching me. You know saying in a whole other level too. So yeah. So and they also got you saying Latino cultural.
Yeah, I think it's super important. Programming, education, all that.
They also have 10 districts that is aligned with APICA. That's Asian cultural. So 10 districts is us connected, Haitians connected with, aligned with Asians, the whole Pacific of it, on a immigrant level. You know, and Caribbean. So that means we connected with everybody.
So what's the next? So you're talking about, you got a natural life sentence, man. What's the next steps for your situation? What's going on with that, man? How can?
Okay, so I appreciate that. So know that there was more programs. I'm not
Oh, okay. My bad.
Everybody, no. We don't gotta finish saying them, but I do want to let everybody know that there are more, just so that people won't feel unequal, just in case there are other families that's tuning in, and that's part of programs also attached. So I do want you to recognize the whole, council department that's in here, so that's always something I always got to try to big up everybody. So, so I didn't want to, just in case, listeners, because there's connections everywhere, and we have to stay connected like that by always remembering everybody.
Absolutely, and give props where it's due,
Exactly.
You got to give everybody involved with those programs, that come in, especially from the outside.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Down to the teachers, and even the officers who understands us, and then just wants us to do good. So we shouting all equality out. So always remember that.
Absolutely.
All right. So for my life, I definitely, I'm waiting for a habeas corpus answer as we speak. And right now, that's ending because, of the violation of my constitutional right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually, hoping that, an answer can be heard. So we tried so many different options. When I say different options, it's the pretty much the Rule 30. And we haven't tried the integrity unit yet, but we believe that Hayden is also a transparent person in there. So he look like he is showing exactly, like transparency by even just coming into the prison. So that's enough for me to understand that he's willing to come in here and talk, and see and listen. Exactly. So my thing is, hopefully we can make it, or this can make it to him too, where he, consider this a call for my, review as in the integrity unit.
How can people? So wrongful conviction is a big thing. How about people who want to get involved? How can they help? What can they do from the streets?
Well, they all would have to call on my behalf to and asking Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Can he look at this case? Can he,
take
this case? That's important. Galvanizing around that,
mm-hmm.
and even protesting also, on my behalf, even to outside the federal building, asking for this case to be looked at seriously, on a constitutional level, and can raise that awareness. Like all of that, is things that one can definitely do and ask and know that hope would make a difference. But all I can do is hope, but that is the honest question. The way I can answer, there's no other way I could answer that question but with the truth.
Absolutely. I got Miss Chic here. So yeah, but just I guess some closing words, because we got to get to some other people.
So we got to get to someone else.
Yeah, no, I mean everybody's time is valuable in your words for sure. So.
No, absolutely. Big up to the world. Hopefully, peace everywhere. Because peace matter and love matter also. And so, all of us, pretty much, remember a time where love, had 95 making us dance. So if we go back to those days, that's all I'm trying to ask. Big up to everybody. And again, love, respect.
Yeah, love and respect. Big up to you. Thanks for calling in, bro. I appreciate that. So one more time, just tell the people, your name and where you at, bro.
Amos Dawn, right now, MCI Norfolk, and shout out to B. Luke.
Yes, sir.
And Bounce Back Podcast.
And just one more time, what's the name of the books, the 3 books, before I let you go, so they could get it?
Rainbow Terrors by Amos Dawn, Trumpet League by Amos Dawn, My Blue Days Sound Like Blue Jays
All
by
right.
Amos Dawn.
Guys, you heard it right there from Amos Dawn. Once again, I appreciate you calling, bro. And I'm looking forward to your bounce back, man.
Goodbye.
We good.
All right, cool, perfect. So yeah, why don't you just introduce yourself? Tell the people your name, where you're from, where you're at as far as the institution, and why you wanted to come up here today and speak.
First of all, I just want to shout out you for even having me and you know my whole movement. Get on here. My name's Bang Shot. You know, this is Kaiser. This is Kaiser Incorporated. I'm straight from the water. Right now I'm incarcerated, MCI Norfolk. And this is how we doing it, straight from behind the wall.
So talk about Kaiser. Are you the founder? Why did you come up with it? Or talk about its formation and what it's about for the people that don't know.
You know, my big brother, he came up with it. Shout out to Route 30. And that's my family. And I'll go with him, whatever he got going. I'm 10 toes down with him. And I just feel the movement, the vibes, everything that comes with it. It's just for real, because at the end of the day, Kaiser, this is all from behind the wall. Like, everybody that's down with Kaiser behind the wall, you know, really put the work in, really been in the trenches, really making it happen. So, you know, that's what it's about, and that's what we on, and it's Kaiser.
So what are y'all doing from behind the wall, though, that y'all trying to put out there for the people to hear?
You know, shout out to Chic, the first lady of Kaiser. She holds it down. She runs the street team, and she really making it happen for us out there in the streets. What we doing? We dropping the real from behind the wall. We dropping the pain. We dropping the trenches. This is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? We really trying to make this global. You dig what I'm saying? It's not just about it behind the wall. We trying to really reach out and touch these people, because at the end of the day, you know, it be the realest that be locked down that really get this time. At the end of the day, I've been down 16 years. I'm on the countdown right now. You dig what I'm saying? So this is real. This is what it's about. A lot of these dudes out here rapping this and that and the third ain't really even been in the trenches. Ain't even really been through it. You dig? Everybody that's on Kaiser really is about that.
Yeah, and so for clarification, y'all doing music, poetry, all the above. It's a record label. I know
we doing everything. It's Kaiser Incorporated. You dig what I'm saying? So we doing music, we doing producing, we doing engineering, we doing poetry. We got it all.
That's dope.
You name it, we got it, and we're doing all of this from behind the wall.
And why is that important? Why is it important to be able to do stuff like that behind the wall? Man, it is very important.
I feel like, you know, it's not even negative, just a positive. Just keep everybody focused. Everybody's focused on the movement. Everybody's focused on making something happen and be great. Because you could be locked up and you could be really going through it, stressing, you dig, losing your head, losing your loved one, losing time with your family, everything. But what we do, it's a family, it's a movement. We stay focused. We trying to really make it happen. So it's mental health-wise. Mental health-wise is help us out doing this music, doing this engineering, this producing. It's just everything for us. And we really want to reach out and touch everybody else that been through it. It's dudes that just came home that just did 15, 20, 35, 40, you know, flip their cases. We want their voices to be heard. You understand what I'm saying? We want other people's voices that's in here that don't got a mic. We want their voices to be heard. This is what we about. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I think it's important, too, to learn the skills part of it, too, like the engineering, the producing, and getting your hands on that. And I think it's important to have access to that type of stuff in there, because there's not enough of that, in my opinion.
They keep it a buck with you, that's major. And I'm glad you even pointed that out, because honestly, all I knew how to do at first is just rap. You dig what I'm saying? Just dealing with this. Now I really know how to make a song. You feel what I'm saying? Now I know somewhat about a beat. There's a lot of dudes in here that, Kaiser, that's just magnificent, making beats that is magnificent engineering just behind the scenes. Not even just with the bars, just behind the scenes stuff. And it's like, this is a trade now. This is something they could pass on. Like, dudes pass that on to me with the engineering, with the making the beats. Dudes pass that on to me. Now I'm passing that on. So it's just major because it's career-wise. You understand what I'm saying? And it's big because, like, dudes can be up in here doing nothing with themselves, but dudes is doing something positive.
Absolutely, and it seems like you're very passionate about it. Where does that passion come from for this program?
He was because he was rapping before, right? He was always known for rapping, right, Bang?
Yeah, I was always known for rapping. Everybody know 8 Bus. Everybody know about the movement. That's where I'm from, and I always been in the music. But at the end of the day, I never really took it serious. I was always in the trenches, always took the streets over everything. Before my life, my family's life, before this music, before everything, I always put the street first. But when I came in here, I got a lot of time. I got, really time to really reflect on my life. You dig what I'm saying? And I had time to level up. Because when I was out there, I wasn't mentally where I needed to be. Now in here and just going through the trenches and going through the motions, it really leveled me up. And, I'm great now. I'm great now.
And so to touch on what I do for them, so they have an old school beat machine. What is that beat machine called? It's like old. So they MP3, right. So what they do is they make beats on that or whatever. However, they rap on the phone or whatever to me, and then I'll take their vocals and then I'll go to a real studio. And the producers, which I'm looking for more producers, sometimes they'll construct a newer beat. Bang, thank you. Duke is calling right now, so I'm gonna take his call, and then can we do that, or you want to call right back?
I'll call right back if that's cool. I want to shout out Only One. That's a branch off of Kaiser Only One ENT. You the only one to stand your way to greatness. Look in the mirror. You dig what I'm saying? So Only One ENT, that's Kaiser. I really want to let y'all hear something, but at the end of the day, I don't want to break the internet when I start spitting.
No, we might need that. What you think, Luke?
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah, hold on, wait. No. So call. Can you call back at like 7:15?
Yeah, I'm gonna double back on you.
Okay.
I'm gonna double back.
I appreciate you. Sounds good, bro. Shout out to you, bro.
Goodbye.
Oh man, it's good to hear people, from the inside, man.
Exactly.
Having something to look forward to is super important.
Exactly, and it's like something as simple as I'm always booked for like events. So what I do is every time there's a celebrity, I got them the big banner made. Oh my God, it's something small to me, but it's major to them. Yeah. So like when and I'll send the pictures up there. So Papoose showed love, shouted them out. Gave and who else? Jim Jones. I tell him what I do, and you get what I'm saying. So I'll send the pictures up there with the celebrity because I feel like I was doing it for so many unappreciative people.
How did you get involved with it?
Ye called me, and like he had everything done. It was literally a LLC, ASCAP. Like they really had the business together. You know what I mean? They're not used to like streaming platforms and stuff like that. My goal is to ultimately get them like a distribution through, I don't know, TuneCore or something like that. And then they was just like, listen, is there a way you can get our stuff out there or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. So at first, they made sure I was taken care of. They made sure that, so then I just started getting their stuff done. But when I heard them spitting, it was like, I was a rapper. So I'm like I'm from that era. I am not a whack rapper. So when I heard them, I was just like, damn, y'all look fire. Like, and their passion is just different. Like he said, when you're really from that and Now you got nothing but time. All you know, the best spitters has come from Kaiser, and they just zone it. So yeah, once I did that, I helped them with a newer logo because I didn't like the old one, and it was like, damn, she's bossy. I'm bossing all of them around from behind the wall. Yes, I am. So I revamped the logo, and then I was like, y'all need a banner. They didn't know what I was talking about. I got that done, and then I just every event where I was invited to, I was just like, is it okay if I'm able to promote Kaiser? Shout out to my guy Mozzie. He he had me at like what was it, the one with Freeway. So then I, definitely Freeway show love. He shouted them out, and every time I just make sure that their name is alive and that the company gets promoted.
And how long has this been going on for now?
This has only been like a year.
So it's relatively new.
Okay. So yeah.
How many people fall under this label? How many people you got?
Originally it was like 4 or 5, but literally I have to ask them exactly when they call because it's just a lot of different dudes from everywhere. And one thing I do love about it is I feel like if you guys can make this happen from behind the wall, imagine if y'all would have came together on the out and do this because you have little to none in resources, but y'all are making it happen more than people who's been out forever.
Yeah, people super resourceful behind the walls and make the most with a little bit. Even just seeing how people fixing Walkmans and
exactly
TVs,
everything.
Exactly, even to the mails and everything. So I always think that people, when you're left with very little resources, you learn to become resourceful, and I think what you're doing is super important. It's super big. And anybody do you know? Are these people you knew from before they were incarcerated? How did you get tapped in? Was it some?
So I knew of Ye. He used to rap with like Triple Threat.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Okay.
His name used to be like Atheist or whatever. Okay. So and he changed his name to Rule 30. So let me correct that now. Okay. I knew of him. I did a song with them like many years ago, and then we just started chopping it up and that's how we kind of got cool. But Amos, yes, I knew Amos forever. He's like a brother to me. He is definitely 1,000% wrongfully convicted. And so he started his book from behind the wall, and I'm like, okay. And I helped him get the cover digitized and all that stuff. Actually, the artist who illustrated his cover is incarcerated as well. So I just thought it was dope that, wow, you publishing 3 books from behind a wall, a children's book. And then every event that I knew of where people was like, oh, looking for poets. I'm like, hey, let's get your poetry out there. So that's how it started. So then I had him moving. Like he's everywhere at the Lizard Lounge. Yeah. And I even was able to get like them an entire segment full of poets at Lizard Lounge, like dedicated to them as special guests. So when I did that, I think everyone else was like, hold on, tell Chic, put me on. So that's just what I do because I naturally try to connect people anyways.
Now, what is it about incarceration? Did you grow up, anybody, family members incarcerated?
Absolutely.
Have you been incarcerated?
Me, never. No.
Good for you. But still, you had family members?
Family members. I've even been a victim of violence. But still it's just me knowing the psyche of the Black man, the psyche of the Black woman, the hurt that we go through, the mistakes that we make, how we make mistakes when we're younger, but then we're given 30 to 40. I don't necessarily feel like everyone who committed a crime or didn't commit a crime, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that they don't change. You know what I mean? And I also feel like the body might be tied down, but mentally, these guys aren't really there. It takes them away mentally for a little bit to hear themselves on the radio or see a celebrity shouting them out. And my little brother has, like, even right now, he's like fighting a case where an officer literally like shot his own wife, but my brother is still like fighting a case against he's being accused by this man, and it's just weird. Like, you know what I mean? Amos, his wrongful conviction really touched me because if you knew him before his conviction, you would know that's just not that's not him. You know what I mean? His really bothered me. My nephew right now is wrongly incarcerated, Javon Harris. And actually that's really how I kind of got, I feel like that touched me too, because they know who the killer is. They blatantly say they know who the killer is, but with joint venture, they're trying to get my nephew on a joint venture, and he's a baby, never been in jail, never been, incarcerated, never been in trouble, not in no gang, not in the streets, but he was the this is another call, so this is probably
Let's take it.
Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
So why don't you just tell the audience your name, where you're from, where they got you held at, and why you wanted to come speak today.
Okay, my name is Earl Fordham. I'm the vice president of We Are Joint Venture. I'm from Mattapan. Right now, I'm currently held in Norfolk, MCI Norfolk, that's state prison upstate, doing double life for behind joint venture. I'd like to thank you for the time. Definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely. So just talk a little bit about what is joint venture for people, who don't know. So your average civilian may not know what joint venture even is or what it means.
That's actually a great question, because to this day, a lot of people that's doing time behind joint venture, and some of our state reps don't even know what joint venture is because it's so confusing. So in my case, joint venture was a theory that they used to convict me for double life with no chance of parole. And how they use it is, in my case, they have no principle. And when we say no principle, that means they never actually charged the actual shooter. So what they said was, they know that me and my co-defendant might have been there or might have knew about it, and we shared the same intention. So in Massachusetts, our common law allows them to use that to give us a life bid. It's a tool that the Commonwealth mostly uses for Black and brown people. You don't really see too many white folks that's with this in here. But at the same time, it's used as in some cases now they try to have it as a law, like aiding and abetting. But to explain that will make it way more confusing. So right now we're just going at it, and our goal is to try to get them not to be able to use this. Because a lot of confusion comes in it where they think we're just trying to use it as a get out of jail free card, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We're saying, if you're saying I played a lookout, if you're saying I played a part in a robbery, then charge me with that, and then let the punishment shoot the crime. Because one of the main things that's so crazy about joint venture, like my case, it was never actual killer charged or brought to trial. And in a lot of cases, the actual killer that they say, like if you know you did something, you're going to try to plead out. So a lot of times the killer ends up with less time or no time at all, while a joint venture is doing life with no chance of parole.
Wow. Well, did that catch you off guard when you got charged with that, and then you realized like how much time you were facing, or is that something you were already hip to?
Oh, absolutely. In my case, it's so crazy because they didn't even inform me or my lawyer that they was going with me as a secondary until the day of trial. So we're sitting there about to pick our jury, and then the DA says to the judge that we'd like to charge Mr. Fulgham with the joint venture theory. And it's crazy that you say that, because part of my spill is I leaned over to my lawyer and I asked him, like, what is that? And he tried to break it down as good as he could. But I'm like, can they do that? And he's like, absolutely. I'm like, I don't understand. Are you ready for that? Because a large part of our judicial system is based on due process. So a lot of the time when I speak, I always bring up due process. One of the things that is the pillar of our court system is due process. And I knew that there was no way that my lawyer had time to prepare for me being as a joint venture. But that was actually a great question.
So what is, for people too not really familiar with the court system, what is due process?
So break that down. Is always, especially in like a murder case, you would get a discovery. What a discovery is they have to tell you and present to you everything they're going to try to use to convict you. And you have a certain amount of time, which is our due process of going through the whole protocol of it to prepare your defense. So if you kind of spring on a person a joint venture, that's definitely violating the due process and the right to a fair trial. And this is all things that our court system is based on.
How can somebody help if they want to get involved with, changing the joint venture theory, right? Because it's not even a lot, the whole joint venture thing. How can somebody who wants to help get involved?
The first thing we always try to do is send people to our IG, which is We Are Joint Venture. But on a more personal level, we have to learn who our reps are, because that's really what it is. Joint venture is making a lot of noise right now, but we're not putting the pressure on the reps to change the theory, to change the law. So right now we have a whole year to prepare, which is why we're putting together an event on April 6th out in Cambridge. I'm pretty sure we'll plug that a little bit later, but to stick to your question, the main thing we need everybody that can hear this, especially in Massachusetts, to get in touch with their state reps and try to get them to support changing the We Are Joint Venture theory and the aiding and abetting as a law.
And the best way is what? Just making phone calls, writing letters, all of the above, pretty much?
So right on our page, we have a petition. We need as many signatures as we can, because once you reach a certain amount of signatures, you can petition to the State House. That's one way. Okay. Another way is coming to these rallies and supporting. And the biggest way is definitely sharing and supporting everything that We Are Joint Venture is doing as a whole. We have a lot of people that's fighting for us right now, but the main problem is the state reps aren't thinking that their constituents see this as a problem.
How many people, do you think is affected by the joint venture right now, incarcerated? Is there a number on that? How many people are like doing life on joint venture? Is that something you know?
We definitely have the statistics. I don't have it in front of me, but to give you a clear example of what it is. So we have monthly meetings where we have people like raise their hand if they're affected by a joint venture. So just in Norfolk alone, we're talking about more than 100 people. And this isn't just us. Like, we always salute to the sisters in Framingham, because they also do this to our Black and brown sisters. Mm-hmm. They have a coalition in Framingham that they're fighting too. But just as a whole, Massachusetts has some of the most people doing life with no chance of parole, and a huge part of that is the joint venture, because it's really like a free swing for the DA to try to get life bids without really having to prove exactly what someone did.
So you're saying that the burden of proof is even less so on a joint venture thing?
Absolutely. In my case alone, they had at least 5 swings at the apple, 5 bites at the apple to try to give me a life bid, and they attached a joint venture to everything. And one of the things we try to explain without going too crazy is when they say joint venture, that you have to share the same thought process. So in other words, if you're charging me with joint venture with somebody to kill someone, you got to prove that I went in there with the same knowledge of killing someone. And that makes it harder, but at the same time, when the judge explains the instructions to the jury, they give them such a loose example that it's almost like you're definitely going to get a life bid out of this. One of the things on our site that we always do, because we try to reach people where they at, is we kind of break down the first part of the movie Menace to Society, when Kane and Old Dog walk into the store. A lot of people look at that as entertainment, but when you really look at that from a joint venture point of view, they're basically saying Kane deserves the same punishment that Old Dog deserves. And we know that movie well.
Right.
Kane was scared to death.
It just seems like a wrong place, wrong time.
It is.
Time type of thing.
That's basically what it is.
And a scapegoat law too, almost like that we can't get this guy or this guy pled out, and we're just, I don't know. I like to call the system, the so-called justice system, is the conviction system, because they don't really seek justice at all, in my opinion. Do you feel like that's the same in your idea?
It's definitely become more about conviction and just trying to clear their caseload without really trying to seek the truth.
I feel like there's no incentive for actual justice. Like, what do they get for letting somebody off that
right.
they know didn't do it? Where's the incentive? That should be worth 12 convictions.
Absolutely right. They're heading on with that. Absolutely.
Talk a little bit about the event coming up and what's that entail, and sorry about that, and what we got going on there, and the date, time, place for people who might want to show up.
Yeah, April 6th, I think it's 1 to 4. It's actually in Cambridge. I want to say 5 Magazine Street, but don't hold me to that. I know it's on our site.
Okay, we'll put it up.
That we try to do. Yeah, one of the things that we try to do is, you see how when you mention that, people are kind of confused. So what we do is we make sure we have people come out and we try to enlighten people and get them to understand what's going on. Because most of the time, a lot of people that's paying taxes don't even realize you got people locked up for life, and these are people that they're actually admitting that they know didn't kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, one of the things at the event we try to do, we want to enlighten people, but at the same time, we also like to give personal stories. Like, we dropped the ball, too, because we should have had young lady Taylor call up. Her story
My
is
nephew.
very powerful.
Yeah.
Her son's going through that situation right now where they know this guy didn't kill anyone, but at the same time, they're treating him just like a murderer.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's sad.
That's insane. That's the one you were telling me
Yeah,
about.
my nephew. Yeah.
Now, who else is involved with joint venture? You guys got like paralegals or anybody like that involved, or is that something you're looking?
Absolutely. A lot of warriors on the front line for it. We're very grateful behind that. From people like Chic, Jackie, to Vanessa, to Pastor Hobbs, Pastor Larry. We have Mac Hudson, Supreme, Diamond from Bump That Radio, Minister Randy. Millie's is also an ally. And as far as like state reps go, we have Lindsay Sabadoza, Liz Miranda, Russell Holmes, Erica Idahoven, the Warrell Brothers. And we also I don't know the exact name, but we have the females at Framingham. They also have their own joint venture movement.
How long have you guys been going at it with joint venture as far as the movement?
The movement is probably like 3 years old now, and we always involved because we come under the umbrella of the AACC, which is a prison self-help group in Norfolk. Always shout out to those brothers, Fuquan and all of them. But it just made that space for us because a lot of people, when they hear the stories, like I can tell you personal stories from people where you got a brother like Pete Doug who's been in for 20 plus years, and the actual killer of his crime did a 4 to 5 and has been home. Don't hold me exactly on the exact time, but the killer has been home, and this brother is sitting here with a natural life sentence with no chance of parole.
Make that make sense.
Right.
Wow.
Make that, man. And that's just one of those things about trial, man. They really try to, if you, man, try to go to trial and you know, fight for your innocence, they try to make an example out of you, man.
But there's even people that actually told and still got natural life. You get what I'm saying? That said, hey, he did it. I was there. You get what I'm saying? They still gave him natural life. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely harsh, and what they're doing to these men is crazy to me.
What's the ultimate goal of the joint venture movement right now?
We're definitely trying to get this bill passed. So we've been working on this bill for a little while. It made it to study, but it didn't have enough support. So we got to have it ready for the next year. But the goal to the bill is hopefully to get the joint venture theory thrown out as a whole. Like I said, for me, in my case, they're saying that I was there. So I would like a trial where you say exactly what I played in this, and win or lose, give me the time for what fits that. Because I'm not an angel. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like I wasn't in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, punish me for what you can prove I did. That's all I'm saying.
So what is the hope to get everybody new trials? Is that...
The hopes so part of the bill would be once joint venture kicked in, we would want something like an individual hearing where you bring people in on a personal level and you say if you want to retry this person or whatever you want to do, and then hold us accountable for what you're saying we did. Prove what you're really saying we did. Don't just rely on the theory that makes it very easy for you to convict.
And are you hoping that a lot of people will get out on like time served?
Or a couple of dudes, like we have one dude, I told you I got personal stories forever. We got one dude who's been in 40 years.
Wow.
40 years behind this. So we definitely hoping somebody like him will get a time served. But even in situations where we're going to be real. So if this was the kick-in, we understand that there would be some DAs that want to switch it and say, okay, well, we want to trial you with the actual murder. And all we're saying to that is, okay, give me a fair trial with due process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're not trying to use this to just slide out. We understand that there's a system in place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how important is it to have people helping from the outside, like Chic and like Jackie and everybody. And
Priceless, man. We say that all the time. They get mad at us because we be like, we don't want to overwhelm you guys. And they like, just shut up and work. People, that's our warriors. That's why really we get so emotional sometimes, because in here, dudes know how to do time. But it's sad when you got to call home with some bad news behind joint venture when it didn't go the right way. That's why we always pay our respect. We always try to salute them and keep them on the front of the brain. Because even like this April 6th thing, we can sit in here all day and plan, but without them people out there, ain't nothing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So salute to you.
I be
salute to
tired,
everybody.
but I'm gonna make it happen.
Well, that's why we want to give you your flowers too. Have you up here and people like you and everybody that's fighting the good fight from all different angles, even if it's just like me trying to provide a platform to get these
Trying. First of all, we
yeah,
appreciate you, because I'm telling them about you. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, these are guys that been down for how long you been down? 13 years, 16 years, 20 years. They don't.
Yeah, no. My little brother been down 15 himself. On, you know, yeah, he's got a 15 to life with a 4 to 6 on and after. It was right before his 21st birthday. So now with that new law, he can get to a minimum and everything. But he's in the Tuppet program in Concord. He's trying to get his college degree and all that. He's saying that there's a lot up in the air with that right now, though, because they don't want to pay. They're realizing that these people are getting out and they still want to pursue college, and then I guess they must not thought people were getting out, but it's all up in the air right now. So any platform, and I just wanted to be a voice for the voiceless, because I know what it's like in there. You
are. You're an angel yourself. Yeah. Please don't underestimate it.
To be able to call in, this is great. We take this serious. Like, I'm running around early all day. Make sure you call in. This is important. And I just want to touch on what you said about your brother. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. Like, you already giving this man a 15 to life sentence. He's going to have to fight hard just to get parole.
Right.
But the insult to injury is you give him a 4 to 6 on and after. That don't even make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's what the system does to people, and they break up families, and like you said, it's just.
Well, they just want to keep their jobs. It's for job security, and it's also for
job security.
It's money.
So talk a little bit about Kaiser too.
Kaiser, you're gonna kill me because I like to keep church and stay separate, but I'm gonna definitely give it up. I'm also one of the big homies in Kaiser. Kaiser's a passion. Like, music has always been a part of my life. And one of the main things that we figured out when we put Kaiser together was, it's a lot of smoke in the streets right now. So one way we reach the young guys is they have an excellent music program here, and we take full advantage of it. So we get them guys in there. We try to keep dudes off the yard. We try to keep dudes not getting high, We get them in there and we work on the music. And then there's an excellent thing that she does where we're able to call through on the phone and get some music done. And when that happens, it's total magic, man. We're working on something right now with the compilation. I can't wait till that. We got some big features. She wear a bunch of hats.
I know, I forgot. What feature did I get you guys?
Oh, now you want to give it.
What feature did I get y'all? Go ahead. You can brag a little bit. Not too much.
Conway the machine.
Nice.
So I ended up, he was like, yeah, we would like a feature with Conway. So as he's talking, normally I don't tell them what I do. I just do it. And then later on, I'd be like, hey, yeah, I did this and that. They'd be like, how you forget that? So I hopped in the DM, shout out to Conway, and I told him the situation, and he said, yeah, definitely. Well, his management was like, of course, due to the situation at hand, and I got that, and that's the next. Yeah, we're gonna push that. Basically, I feel like in my mind, I'm trying to create like a Wu-Tang, but from behind the wall type of thing. So everywhere you go, you're gonna see Kaiser, but you'll learn about each individual, afterwards. But right now it's a movement. I just like that some of these dudes may or may not have had beef. You get what I'm saying? Back in the streets or whatever, but in there, y'all all gotta live together. And
is that a minute left?
Yeah.
That song right there.
Right.
Yo, so yeah, you only got a minute left, so just take the floor from here and some last word, closing words, and you know, whatever you got to say, man. It's your chance.
Well, you already gave me way more than I needed. I definitely appreciate you. I just want to reiterate to the people, please try to get out 8-6 and support. Please get to both of those RGs. We are a joint venture. Also, Kaiser. She being real modest with Kaiser, too. You go to Kaiser, she up there with Jim Jones, Bobby Spurter. Like, she got us popping like we out there in the streets.
That's what's up.
I be getting emails, people like, how the hell y'all do that? Shout out. Word. Well, we appreciate you too, bro. I hope everybody called in and kept it respectful, man. We definitely gonna try to get some good music. Nah, this dang shot.
Bang wanted to spit something
Yeah,
for
that's
you.
what
So can we get you to spit right now? You ready?
Oh yeah, I was born like this.
All right, let's get it.
You ready?
Yeah, we ready. You on the mic.
Listen, since a youngin' on the block, I had this city locked. Used to spin with revolvers, now the semi-pop. Used to pop out of Hardys, now it's foreign cars. Don't be claiming you that nigga, I be shooting stars. Make a wish when you see me, I'm a killer's dream. He was walking towards the light, he didn't see the beam. Face down in the dirt, I ain't hear the screams. Tunnel vision in the tunnel, cause it's only me. You ain't really caught a body till you seen him pee. I be sitting on these niggas, no toilet paper. Got the pee on my back like the bullet makers. And when you ballin' on that block, the whole city hates you. Hold on. Since a youngin' on the block, I was catching smacks. Like you was playing JV, I was blowing packs. I know I talk a lot of murder, I'm in the murder game. Don't be talking like you smoke out, burn your flame. Ain't no block in the city that don't know my name or know the tale. Oh man, it's like an urban legend. I'll get you better with your friend. You can ask the reverend. My name popping like the 4th and then 100 stomachs. If you hate me after this, that's 100 likes. If she ducking when she see you, that's your brother's wife. Fat ass, night flips, I like what I like. Fuck it, I'm just doing me. I help you with your eulogy. I'm the biggest in the room who's moving me. These niggas acting real tough when the law's involved. The greasy we shake the whole block like a carnival lawn.
Yeah, getting it.
Okay.
No cap on the rap, man.
Alright.
I had to laugh in the middle of this shit. I was getting so worked up. I had to calm down.
Well, calm down. All right.
Hey, yo, I want to shout out though. You know, we got the Kaiser compilation coming out. That's me. That's Route 30. FNH Slim. That's Cash App. That's Duke. That's Cynic. That's the whole squad. That's Dave. We all over, you know, and a lot of people that's down with Kaiser is from all over Mass. We got Zay from Brockton. We got my man Cynic. You dig what I'm saying? The rest of us is from the town, but we try to spread it out because it's hitters everywhere. It's not just hitters in Boston; it's hitters everywhere. The whole state, there's hitters everywhere, and that's a big Fendi. So I just want to shout that out. We got the Kaiser compilation coming real soon. So when that drop, you know, show the love, show the support. You know, pay homage.
All right.
Yes,
well, Duke. Thank you for that. Duke's calling, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
No problem. Bye.
You already.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Peace.
Hello. Hey, Duke.
What's the word with it?
Nothing. Okay, so we're here on Bounce Back Podcast, and he's definitely someone with Kaiser. I think he's, what are you, one of the youngest, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. But when you play his song, is definitely when everyone hears it, is like, what the heck? It's fire.
Yeah.
It's called Let's Go, right? No games. No play. And the way that we reconstructed the beat, that's one of the first times that I seen we was able to reconstruct the beat. They sent it to me with a whole, like, another beat, but the beat wasn't updated enough. So we wanted to make something relevant that kids could move, like kids could dance to it, TikTokers. When you hear it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's definitely melodic and it's fire.
Word.
definitely
I'm looking
fire.
forward to it.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't wait till you
definitely
hear
gonna
that
play.
one.
Yeah, so why don't you just tell the people your name, where you're from, where they got you at right now, and why you wanted to come up here today and speak it and talk your talk, you know?
Yeah, man. So since I'm bottom, man, you know, probably I never told you how to, man. I'm 25 years old, man, and got me up here in South Norfolk, man, and saying, and basically, man, you know, why I wanted to come up here, man, is let people know, man, just because I'm that bad don't mean I'm not a protector, you feel me? So it's like, you know, I want to shout out Kaiser, the movement, man, shout out everybody, shout out Yay, man, Street, man, you know, for making this happen and spearheading this, man. You know, like, I'm an open book, man. Anything you want to know, man, just ask me, man, from here.
So how different is your bid now that you started doing the thing with Kaiser, man? You got stuff to look forward to now and everything. How important is that for you, bro?
Nah, that's everything, you know, because, like, music's always been a part of me, like, since I was a little kid, you feel me? So it's like I always been rapping, I always been doing stuff like that, but you know how I get when you in the streets and stuff like that. You don't really make time for certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I always had a passion for music. I always rap, but you know I let the street take control. So I ain't never really got to hone my craft and really start turning up the way I wanted to. And once I came to prison, I was like, I really stopped really caring about it because I'm like, you know, I probably ain't even never gonna really have a chance to really do what I want to do with the music. And by the time I get out, I'm probably just gonna be focused on, you know, trying to, you know, like rebuild my life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I came down here, man, and I got with the fellas, man, and I got a part of the Kaiser movement, it was different because I really got to, you know, start talking my talk and, you know, spitting stuff I already had written.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I was down there, man, with the fellas, it was just like, they was like, yeah, man, you're team now, you know? So it definitely put me in a different headspace, man, and it definitely got me just ready to work.
So a lot of times too, like you said, you're so caught up in the streets when you're out there, but when you get locked up, prison, it's a lot of times it's a self-discovery journey. Like, what about yourself have you learned since you've been down?
Man, everything. Like, when I was home, man, I really ain't had no direction. You feel me? Like I was young, you know, so I was just really taking it day by day. You know, I was just like my mom, she used to ask me, like, yo, what you want to do when you get older? I never had no answer to that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I came to prison, and like now it's like as I got older, as I grew up in the system, I'm saying I'm around people that's doing mad time. You get what I'm saying? I'm around older people, man. I'm soaking up all these jewels, man, and now I know the direction I want to go in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realize my potential and saying I'm playing in the head, man. I'm doing everything I got to do for myself, you know? So when I get out, man, I'm going to just be off and running.
Absolutely. And how long, how much more time you got left, just for, you know, to clarify?
Mm-hmm. Man, I got 6, man. I got 6 left, man, so they let me out on that parole, man.
Okay. So what are some things that you're looking forward to? You know, not a lot of people, you know, I mean, a lot of people don't even have an out date, man. So, you know, you got an opportunity that, you know, some people don't. What are you looking forward to about hitting the streets?
Helping me with Kyser.
That's a fact. Right, that's a fact. Like, I already know by the time I get out there, man, like, the movement should definitely be off and buzzing. So I'm ready to get to work on that shit, man, you know, because honestly, like, not even just on some cocky type stuff, man. It's like, there's too much talent in here, especially with the dudes we got. Like, there's too much. And I know we was all out right now, man, with the work ethic that everybody got, bro. Like, nobody. It would be tough, even for the industry. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It would be tough even for them. That's definitely, because there's too much talent. And not even just that, man. I'm just looking forward to, you know, living life, man, you know, giving back to the people who was looking out for me while I was down, man. You saying, like, You know, I'm just ready to live, man. I ain't never really lived, man. So I'm ready to live. That's really what it is.
Yeah, no, I feel that, bro. So, what would you say is the biggest difference in your mindset since when you went in?
The biggest difference in my mindset would really have to be, I know what's worth what and what's not no more. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
I've been able to use my power of discernment and saying more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're in the street, you just don't really care. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, you just living day to day, and it's just like, your friends hit you up like, yeah, bro, we about to go do this, or we about to go do that. You ain't even thinking about the consequences. You're not thinking about nothing. You get what I'm saying? But it's like now I know there's a bigger picture to life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen more than Boston. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Like I never knew any more than my city. Like when my mother used to try to get me to leave, I didn't even want to leave. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I know there's a bigger picture now, man. You know, there's a bigger world, man, and I'm ready to see that.
Absolutely. Do you looking forward to traveling or anything like that? You got any spots in mind that you would like to travel to one day?
Everywhere.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't been out the country. That's the way I want to go everywhere.
Yeah, I hear that, bro.
As you should.
I never even been in my
Yeah. A lot of, I'd never been on an airplane or anything like that till I got out of prison and, went to Florida, Texas. It just makes me realize how small it is up here too. And those states. And this country is much bigger than Boston, and the world's much bigger than America.
Right, exactly.
For sure. So what's the next move for you, man? You seen classification? You planning on a minimum at any time, or you just kind of maintaining where you're at and building upon there in Norfolk?
Right now, man. Right now, I'm in college and stuff. Right now, I'm in Emerson College and stuff. So,
dope.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my BA right now, but freaking, I heard that there's a minimum because I'm gonna be eligible to go to a minimum next year. So, freaking, I heard there's a minimum where they do Emerson too. So, man, if I could get down there so I can continue my education, I'm definitely gonna do that. You know, because that's another step closer to the door. So.
Why did you want to get into school? I mean, not everybody does. You know how it is in there. Some people don't utilize their time very well.
Because, man, I realized the power of education. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I even got in the college up there, like, I was seeing dudes who got their degrees and they went home and that piece of paper is more than just a piece of paper, bro. That means something out there. You feel me?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
That means something. Like, people getting all types of freaking opportunities, six-figure jobs, man. So I'm all about upward mobility. Man. I can make my life better a little worse than it was before. So I know me furthering my education, man, that's gonna be a big step. I'm saying I'm more than just a street kid, you know. I wanna use my brain. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So, talk a little bit about like your writing process in there when you're writing the music, and how does that work in there? Do you pick up do you write to like the radio beats or you just a cappella? How's that work?
Like, you know, you make some beats, and we got other little tablets and stuff, but my writing process for me is you'll be starting with it sometimes, but a lot of times I'll come up with something in my head, and then I just be like, I gotta find the beat for you. You know what I'm saying? But my time I got the beat. So depending on what type of beat it is, you know what I'm saying, or how I'm at the moment. If I feel like the beat is feeling pain, I like the pain. If I feel like the beat is giving me like the punk up type, drill, like that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I go off feelings and emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna take a beat and go the opposite direction with it. I feel like every beat needs to come there, man. So I ride the beat.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know prison. It could be a real negative place, right? What are some things that kind of keep you in a positive mind frame, man?
Man, freaking my family. You say my family up here to do the like-minded things I be with me here, because I'm just not chilling, man, with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just trying to be out in the yard and stuff. Like, your mind's not where mine is at. Like, man, you don't really know me because, like, there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're not aware, you get caught up in all the politics and jail and all the politics in the yard. So, man, I'm not messing with people who focus on our focus.
Yeah, I can feel that for sure. Damn, what else we got? We gotta pretty much. I gotta wrap up pretty soon.
I know you gotta wrap up.
I gotta get
That's
out.
all right.
I gotta get out of here in about 15 minutes though. But whatever. You got any closing words, man? Anything else you wanted to tell the people, or if you wanted to even spit something? I mean, here's your chance. The floor is yours. It's your platform. While you're my guest, this is your platform. So, anything you want to talk about, spit, anything like that. Some closing words before I gotta let you go, bro.
Nah, man. So, man, I'm just keep it off there. I said, I don't really say a couple lines in the field. They day with the game, with life in the field. Still trying to pop up a knife in the field. Still a hot night here. Life in the field. We go in the cell. We both stressed out. I ain't had no bail. If you years ain't getting no stuff like so well. Where I ain't talking no bail. I'm snail. Still with 28 cats out there. Still don't know why. Don't go to I ain't telling no tale. I'm gonna step in the wheel. Talking about shots. We gonna step on his dick. He told him he ain't get a deal. Said I'm doing him big every I couldn't
Yeah, man. I appreciate
you know that.
Good shit. Good
Yeah, I
shit.
appreciate
But he's gonna play your music anyways. I'm gonna make sure he gets no play.
Yeah.
In 1 minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, just one more time. I appreciate you calling up, bro, and I wish you the best. And I'm looking forward to watching your bounce back journey and your Kaiser journey and everything.
Absolutely.
Man. You know that. I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. Thank you.
You welcome.
It's love, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay,
thank you. And we really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Make sure y'all pop out, man. This is
definitely
CCTV. This is Cambridge Community Television. So
you heard?
We in Cambridge, so make sure you guys pop out for that. Guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go follow the Instagram accounts of We Are Joint Venture, Kaiser Inc, Miss Chic. Guys, on that note, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. This is the Bounce Back B. Luke. One more time, that's Miss Chic.
What up?
And we out of here.
We out of here. Thank you.
Yeah, word. That was good.
Bounce back, ain't got a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it.
You have 1 minute left.
It's your boy Frank Nino.
Good. In 1 minute, the judge told me
You
to
have 1
finish,
minute left.
but I ain't tripping. I'm still riffing in prison. I'm in the visit, trying not to fidget. Told her dig it out of bridges. They calling counting
You
a
have 1
minute.
minute
Seen
left.
grown men turn bitch, and I ain't talking tranny. But nose candy, she discarded the panties. In less than 60 seconds, I gapped him out his necklace. Uno momento, that's all it takes to empty
have 1 minute
headless.
left.
No switch needed, I'm crossbreeded like a bear wolf. 1 minute left, I take a breath and let that flare cook. Hop a finish like Irving, my shot clock disturbing. I'm looped in, connecting me like cursive. On borrowed time, so I'm cherishing every minute. Digging ditches, my therapy, building bonds with spirits. In 60 seconds, you niggas will need a reference. Rule 30, build sturdy, capacity in the weapon.
1 minute they your friend, then they tarnishing your name. Next minute they get my pussy like a fucking new ring. Watching my every move like a rain cam. Sitting in the circles talking about me, you the rain man. Me, I hold my breath so long that it's probably getting mold. How you never got no money, but your pussy getting sold? 1 minute, he your dog, next minute you say he told. 1 minute, he push your work, next minute it up his nose. They be pussy, they be rats, they be lame, they be cap. They be bitches built funny with their ass still flat. They be frontin' for the gram. Can't take 1 minute offline to send money to they bros doing time. I'm attached to the money like Velcro. She bragging about that wop, but that pussy never sell though. They be in the streets then left red like Elmo. Me, I drop these niggas like a beat acapella.